Have you ever looked up at the moon and seen those circular scars all over its surface? Those are impact craters, silent witnesses to cosmic collisions that have shaped our solar system for billions of years. And it's not just the moon. From the scorching plains of Mercury to the icy moons of Jupiter, almost every solid body in our cosmic neighborhood is pockmarked with these celestial battle scars. Today, we're going on a grand tour of the solar system's biggest, oldest, and most fascinating impact craters. Let's start right here at home on Earth. You might think our planet is relatively unscathed, but that's just because weather, erosion, and plate tectonics have done a great job of hiding the evidence. But the scars are there if you know where to look. The most famous is probably the Chicxulub crater, buried beneath the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. This is the one, the impact that happened 66 million years ago and famously led to the extinction of the dinosaurs. The crater itself is about 180 kilometers in diameter, a truly colossal wound. The asteroid that created it was estimated to be about 10 kilometers wide. Imagine the energy released. It would have been billions of times more powerful than an atomic bomb, triggering global tsunamis, earthquakes, and a nuclear winter that blocked out the sun. It's a sobering reminder of the power lurking in the cosmos. But Chicxulub isn't even our biggest. That title goes to the Vredefort crater in South Africa. It's over 2 billion years old, and its original diameter is estimated to have been a staggering 300 kilometers. Today, all that remains is a multi-ringed structure, worn down by eons of geological activity. It's so big and old that it's hard to even recognize as a crater from the ground. It gives you a sense of the deep history of our planet and the truly ancient impacts it has endured. Another giant is the Sudbury Basin in Canada, about 1.8 billion years old and originally around 250 kilometers across. Its formation was so violent that it created one of the world's richest deposits of nickel and copper ores, which are still mined today. Cosmic collision turned into earthly treasure. Now, let's head over to our celestial neighbor, the moon. With no atmosphere or weather to speak of, the moon is like a pristine museum of impact history. Its surface tells a story of relentless bombardment. The largest impact basin on the moon, and one of the largest in the entire solar system, is the South Polaitkin Basin. You can't really see it from Earth because it's on the far side. This thing is immense, about 2,500 kilometers in diameter and 13 kilometers deep. That's almost the distance from New York to Denver. The impact that carved out this basin must have been cataclysmic, dredging up material from deep within the moon's mantle. Scientists are fascinated by it because studying its composition could reveal secrets about the moon's internal structure and its early history. It's a prime target for future lunar missions. Next stop, Mercury. The closest planet to the Sun is a crater-covered world that looks a lot like our moon. Its standout feature is the Calaris Basin, at about 1,550 kilometers in diameter. It's one of the largest basins in the solar system. It was formed by an impact so powerful that the seismic waves traveled all the way through the planet and converged on the exact opposite side, creating a bizarre, jumbled landscape known as the weird terrain. Imagine hitting a baseball so hard that the other side of the ball bulges out. That is essentially what happened to an entire planet. The Caloris Basin is a testament to the sheer violence of early solar system impacts. What about Venus? Our so-called sister planet is a bit of a mystery. It's covered in thick, toxic clouds, so we have to use radar to see its surface. We found about 1,000 impact craters, but surprisingly, not many small ones. The dense atmosphere burns up smaller asteroids before they can reach the ground. And the craters we do see look relatively young. This is because Venus's entire surface seems to have been repaved by massive volcanic eruptions about 500 million years ago, wiping the slate clean. The largest crater we've found there is the Meade crater, at 270 kilometers in diameter. It's a shallow, multi-ringed structure, subtly showing through the volcanic plains, a ghost of a violent past. Let's journey to the red planet, Mars. Mars is a fascinating middle ground between Earth and the Moon. It has a thin atmosphere and some weather, but not enough to erase its ancient craters. The entire northern hemisphere of Mars might actually be one gigantic impact basin. This is the Borealis Basin theory. If confirmed, this basin would be an unbelievable 10,600 kilometers long by 8,500 kilometers wide, covering 40% of the planet. It would be, by far, the largest impact structure in the solar system, created by a collision with a Pluto-sized object early in Mars's history. But for now, it's still a theory. The largest confirmed crater on Mars is Hellas Planitia, an enormous, bright feature you can even see with a telescope from Earth. It's about 2,300 kilometers across and over 7 kilometers deep. It's so deep that the air pressure at the bottom is significantly higher than on the surrounding plains, giving it its own unique microclimate. Now we venture to the outer solar system, to the realm of the gas giants. The giants themselves, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, have no solid surface to show craters, but their moons do, and they are spectacular. Let's look at Jupiter's moon, Callisto. Its surface is one of the most heavily cratered in the solar system, meaning it's incredibly old and geologically dead. Its most prominent feature is the Valhalla Basin. This isn't a simple crater. It's a bright central region surrounded by up to 15 concentric rings, like ripples frozen in a pond. The entire structure stretches out to about 3,800 kilometers in diameter. The icy crust of Callisto was too weak to form a typical crater rim, so it just rippled outwards from the point of impact. It's a beautiful and eerie sight. Saturn's moons also have their share of dramatic craters. The most famous is on the moon Mimas. Mimas is a small moon, only about 400 kilometers in diameter, but it has a crater named Herschel that is 139 kilometers across, more than a third of the moon's own diameter. The impact that created Herschel was so powerful it must have come incredibly close to shattering Mimas completely. With its giant crater, Mimas bears an uncanny resemblance to the Death Star from Star Wars. A fun little coincidence that makes it one of the most recognizable moons in the solar system. Even further out, in the Kuiper Belt, we find dwarf planets, like Pluto. When the New Horizons spacecraft flew by in 2015, it revealed a surprisingly complex world. In the middle of Pluto's famous heart-shaped feature, Tombaugh Regio, is a vast, smooth plain of nitrogen ice called Sputnik Planitia. Scientists believe this is a massive impact basin, perhaps 1,000 kilometers across, that has since filled with slowly churning nitrogen ice. This impact might have been so significant that it caused the entire dwarf planet to reorient itself, with the heavy basin settling near the equator. From the ancient scars on Earth to the Death Star moon of Saturn and the giant basins of the outer solar system, impact craters are more than just holes in the ground. They are storytellers. They tell us about the chaotic and violent youth of our solar system. They reveal the inner workings of planets and moons, and they serve as a powerful reminder that the universe is a dynamic and sometimes dangerous place. By studying these cosmic fingerprints, we piece together the epic history of our own celestial neighborhood. Thank you so much for joining me on this tour. If you enjoyed this cosmic journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more adventures into the universe. See you next time.